Hey, it's your favorite Mel here, and I'm gonna make a beautiful crater out of ceramics. And if you're thinking, what the frick, Mel, what's that? Please check my YouTube shorts and let's have a chit chat. So, almost 3 years ago, I had my own pottery studio. And the way I started was because I got into a very big depression slash burnout type of thing. For some reason, I don't like to say that I had a burnout, but I was really physically and mentally so sick. So I was an art teacher and I was in high school, and at a certain point I had to go like 10 times during the day, during my work, to the toilet. And you can imagine when you have pupils, young students in front of you, teenagers, yeah, that's a joke. That's not, a fun place to go to the toilet at all. So I stayed at home for 4 weeks, and then I went back to school, but still I wasn't better. And at a certain point, I stayed at home for like maybe 3-4 months. And I had an issue with, what's my freaking goal on this earth? And that really bothered me and kept me so busy in my head. And even though I love the arts, when I say the arts, I love the arts. Like I love to paint, ceramic, dance, be on stage, performance art, going to museums, all of that, supporting my artistic friends. Yeah, I just lost it. And the more I got older, the more I got aware of, now I'm an adult and I need to behave like an adult, and everything needs to have a certain result because you cannot mess up anymore. When you're a kid, you can, but when you're growing older and growing up, your chances of messing up are getting smaller and smaller.
The battery of my iPhone died. Oh my god, I really need to prepare better because I really want to make my channel work. But anyway, I learned from my mistakes for next time. So, what I was talking about, all of this, all of these questions that I had about my life, about my purpose on planet Earth, made me very depressed. I was going through a huge depression, like I mentioned before, and I stayed at home for 4 months. And my husband, I have to say right now, my former husband, he was very helpful. And he said at a certain point, you know what, Mel, you should really try doing ceramics again, or paint, or experiment with your art. And at the beginning I was very how do you say it, I was not in a mood for that. I was more in a mood of leave me alone, whatever, I don't like anything anymore, and everything has to have a certain result. It's not good enough, I'm not enjoying it anymore. And yeah, at a certain point he convinced me, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna try ceramics again. So I went to a friend of mine because she has her own studio, and it was so fun and cozy. We were there with other friends. It was, on a Friday night, and we were doing ceramics and talking with, nice snacks and drinks. And then suddenly my former husband, said, you should have your own studio, your own atelier as well. And at first I was like, I don't know. And when I was thinking about that idea more and more, I was like, yes, I am so excited. Let's do it. So we pimped our garage into a very cozy ceramic studio. And I thought about the logo, the brand colors, and it was really happening. And that really helped me healing from my depression. And what happened next was something very beautiful. I said to myself, if I can host a workshop once a month, I would be happy, so I can share my passion with others who also needed time to, clear their mind and work with their hands, get out of your head and into the heart. But suddenly I was giving more and more workshops during the month, and it escalated very quickly to giving workshops 5 times a week, which was lovely. And I was making mugs, plates, bowls, all of that ceramic artists make nowadays. And suddenly I was done with that. And I felt like going to classic traditional therapy, it was not my thing, because I felt like just talking wasn't doing anything for my health. And I wanted to experiment more with holistic health, and I started going to cacao ceremonies, breath work, kundalini sessions, and that really was an eye-opener. That really changed everything. And if you're doing holistic work, you automatically are getting in touch with the moon. And suddenly I realized, oh my God, the moon is something so beautiful. It's rare, it's unique, it has effect on all of us. That energy doesn't lie. And I wanted to create more different shapes. So I started to experiment with these spheres, and you can put a candle in it. So you could see the round shape, and it was just very smooth. There wasn't a texture. And suddenly I thought, oh, let's make a bloody moon. And I started to experiment with these moons, and also with colors and different kind of textures. And right now I really feel making these ceramic craters is really my thing. It's my little baby that I'm so excited about to share with others. And right now I use it during my own cacao ceremonies. When I meditate myself, I put a candle in it, or I just touch it and try to channel calm energy, positive energy, whatever I need in a moment. And yeah, there are some facilitators who also ask me, hey Mel, can you make me a custom made crater? And I said yes. So this is the beginning of my craters.
This is the end result. So this has to dry for 3 weeks, and then I'm gonna bake it for the first time, and then I will put the glaze on, so the color. I'm so curious, which color should I give it? Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please let me know, and hope we can connect the next time. Bye bye.